Hi guys, and welcome to the Aging Games, where I talk about all things related to health, anti-aging and beauty, and especially for ladies over 50. Today will be a very controversial topic, and I know I'm going to get a lot of slack for this, but I have to speak my piece, and this is a subject that I've been researching for a long time, so please hear me out. So today I'm going to talk about caffeine and the ill effects and the aging effects that caffeine can have on our bodies. So anytime I bring this topic up in groups on Facebook, even if it's in a carnivore or keto group where, like for example, in a carnivore group, people are only eating meat and animal products, but they still, if you bring up the topic of coffee and potentially harmful effects of caffeine, then they just attack you like crazy, because caffeine is such a drug and people will fight tooth and nail to justify drinking it and to justify their use of this drug, which is really funny to me. I quit drinking coffee, I think it's about 4 years now. My husband quit, most of my friends have quit, cousins, anyone that I talk to, and once I explain the situation about it, people get it. I know it's really hard to get off of it. It's kind of strange for me because I didn't actually start drinking coffee until I was like well into my 30s. I didn't really drink coffee before that. And then I started drinking the cappuccinos and the coffee with whipped cream, and it just became a ritual. I never really liked the taste of coffee, but I just kind of enjoyed the whole ritual of it. And then all kinds of strange things started happening to me. One was just getting really bad anxiety and shakes. Like I would have my morning coffee and go upstairs, do my makeup, and my hand would literally be shaking. It would be shaking like this. And I wasn't drinking like strong espressos or anything like that. These were just, kind of mild coffees with lots of whipped cream. And still, like, I didn't associate with the coffee until I stopped drinking it. But lots of strange things were happening. Like I would go to bed at night and the whole bed would feel like I was shaking. Like everything was shaking. I kept checking if there's earthquakes around, and it turned that I was having internal earthquakes. It's a type of seizure that you have that doesn't show on the outside, but like your body's trembling on the inside. My arms started going numb. A lot of neurological conditions started happening to me. At one point, I was like worried that I have MS or something really serious going on. Of course, I was scared to go and get it checked out because I didn't even want to know. But these things just kept progressing over the years, and I didn't really realize what was going on. The anxiety was so bad, like literally after my first cup of coffee in the morning, I would want to like kill somebody. I would just get really anxious and pissed off and angry, and it was like uncontrollable. And then of course, in the afternoon, you get this slump around 2-3 o'clock. You just start getting really tired and you don't know what to do with yourself. And I needed to have my second jolt and have my second coffee, and then more anxiety and just these crazy thoughts and everything. So a few years back, I read the book, The Caffeine Blues, and also started looking into this a little bit further. And I realized that, first of all, like again, coffee is not something that humans drank for thousands of years, or we were drinking as cavemen. Obviously, this is something fairly new. And also, even when I was growing up as a child, we didn't have like cafes on every corner. There were no Starbucks. We didn't walk around holding a coffee in our hands. And like it wasn't part of our culture as it is today. So, what is the problem with coffee and what is caffeine? Caffeine is actually a poisonous part of the plant. It's the pesticide. This is what the plant produces to kill off insects. And this is why when you drink your cup of coffee in the morning, the first thing that happens, and you think this is a great thing because, wow, I can finally go to the bathroom. But what actually happens is, because this poison is entering your body, you're getting diarrhea and your body's trying to expel it as quickly as possible because it's a poison. You may feel like this is fantastic because I can finally go to the bathroom properly, or I can't even go without my coffee because your body is so used to it, but it's actually a very bad effect, very bad side effect of caffeine. And also the way coffee affects your brain and your heart. I know my son, he also doesn't drink coffee. Once in a while he will have one and he's like, Mom, I literally feel like I'm having a heart attack. Like his heart starts beating, he can't breathe. And you only see these effects once you've either you're not drinking coffee and you start, or if you drank coffee for a long time and you stop, and then you start again. And that's when you see, oh my God, like this is how I was feeling all the time, and you just don't realize what's happening. That was definitely a huge thing for me. All of these changes that my body went through, all of a sudden I started sleeping so much better after drinking coffee, so much deeper. The anxiety went away completely. I mean, I was like a different person. Like my thoughts were different. Like it wasn't these paranoid thoughts of bad things happening. Like my brain just cleared up completely. And a lot of people don't realize this. Imagine people that are having, 5, 10 coffees a day, and that's the only thing that keeps them going, and they wake up and they're already tired and they need this coffee to get them started. I mean, now I wake up, I'm a lot more refreshed in the morning. I definitely don't have this thing in the afternoon where I just crash and I can't continue. Like I just have this even keel energy throughout the day. There's no up and downs at all. I feel fantastic. I have no problem falling asleep at night. And I realized that as well, that I could have a coffee even at like 12, at noon, or 1, 2 o'clock, and it will interfere with my sleep. So now I do have decaf coffee, full disclosure, and the coffee that I use is the Swiss water coffee, which uses a different kind of technique for removing the caffeine from it without using any kind of chemicals. So it's a much healthier alternative, because I still enjoy the ritual, especially having it with my whipped cream and everything. But when I go out and I'll order a coffee, I always tell them a million times, please make sure it's decaf. And of course, in the restaurants, they don't care, or they'll bring 2 cappuccinos. Oh, here's your decaf and not decaf, and so it gets mixed up. And anytime this happens, I will be up all night. I will not be able to sleep. I will be tossing and turning, and then I know, damn, they gave me the wrong coffee, I got caffeine. So it's really interesting how caffeine will affect your body once you've detoxed it from your system and you're not used to having it on a regular basis. But like with any drug, with any kind of poison, your body just adapts to it, and you get used to it, and you crave it, and you need more and more and more to have the same kind of effect. I mean, I know people that take coffee just before bed and they can still go to sleep, which is, it's absolutely crazy. I don't know how people can do that. Another thing that coffee does that is absolutely detrimental to our health and to our hormones is that it raises stress levels. So it will raise cortisol, which is going to keep your body from burning fat. And I can honestly tell you this, that as soon as I stopped coffee, I dropped a few kilos right away, immediately, without changing anything, without trying. My body just started shedding some weight, which was amazing. And also I found that coffee made me retain more water, made me more bloated, but definitely with messing up your hormones, with raising your cortisol levels. I mean, your body's, when you're drinking coffee all day, it's in this fight or flight kind of mode all day long. And already we have so many stressors in our daily lives, a lot more than ever before, through work, through driving, through traffic, school, children, families. I mean, just the world in general is so stressful. And instead of finding ways to make our minds relax a little bit and to relax our bodies and to unwind, we're adding this stimulant. And the coffee is not enough, because we're drinking energy drinks and we're popping these energy pills, and all the diet pills contain caffeine. And what are we doing with the children? We're giving them Coke, so we're already getting them hooked on the caffeine when they're little. Or, I've seen babies sucking Coke out of a baby bottle. I mean, it's absolute insanity. So imagine how addicted those kids will be to these drinks, to coffee, and to everything else later on in life, how difficult it will be to get off on it. And just the fact that when you stop coffee and you get really sick, you get a massive headache, you get massive withdrawal symptoms that can last for days. I mean, usually 2-3 days before you start feeling normal again. I mean, that alone tells you something's wrong. You shouldn't be drinking this. I mean, if you're drinking like a healthy beverage on a daily basis, like an herbal tea or something, chamomile tea, and you stop drinking it, what happens? Nothing happens. Your body's fine, because it's not addicted to it, because it's not a drug. Not like coffee, not like caffeine. I mean, it's a drug, it's addictive, it rewires your brain, it causes all kinds of health conditions, it causes major issues, major shifts in your hormones, It will cause premature aging because just the fact alone that your stress hormones are high every single day will age you like no tomorrow. So I know, guys, I know some of you will be really mad at me just from watching this video, and I can just imagine the nasty comments and everything. I'm used to it. I don't care. I need to say this. There's so much information out there, guys. I will link some things below. I have my friend Jason Christoph who has spoken about this repeatedly, and I so agree with him. And he really believes that the more caffeine people take, the easier it is to just control the whole population in general. So he says it's not an accident that there's coffee houses all over on every corner, and that, you know, on TV, just like I spoke about alcohol, same thing with coffee. So if someone's not drinking alcohol on TV, then they're drinking coffee. So it's this conditioning, this repetitive thing that you see constantly that rewires your brain, and you just reach for the coffee and you don't even know why you're doing it or what you're doing. So guys, if you want to age gracefully, if you want to stay healthy, please, 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 I beg you, drink less coffee or try to quit coffees. Quit for 30 days and see how you feel. And if all of these things that happened to me don't start happening to you, where you feel better, you start losing weight, your brain clears, and you start having nicer thoughts, you just feel overall happier and calmer and more composed and more patient with the people in your life, I mean, you will have a lot more energy overall, because you're not going to be relying on the stimulant to have energy. The energy is just going to come naturally from your body. If you do give this 30 days and try it and see how you feel, I promise you, because every single person that I've gotten off coffee has never gone back. Not one person has started drinking coffee again. So this is like one of the biggest impacts that you can have on your life. So I encourage you to try it. If you don't want to try it, that's fine. I still thank you for listening and for keeping an open mind. And if you enjoyed this video, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see more videos from me in the future.